This is the Battle of Maldon. The situation here is we have these Vikings who are trying to get across this narrow land bridge. It probably was actually like a little island rather than a river situation, but we took some artistic license because we don't have an unlimited art budget. Anyway, they're trying to get across. The Saxons are trying to not let them across, and they were fighting. And then the Vikings said, hey, let's have a manly battle. Let us come across the river and form up properly and have a real battle. And Bertnoth, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, the guy in charge of the Saxons, was like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. And he pulled everyone back, and the Vikings all came ashore and set themselves up. And Bertnoth's army mostly deserted. They'd be like, no, we're not for this. They ran away, leaving him and his personal bodyguard alone against the Vikings, and they were all slaughtered. So how the game represents this is we have a chit pull cup with these 8 markers in it, 5 suppression markers, and 3 raven markers. At the end of every Saxon player turn, he's going to draw 1 marker from the cup, and once he's drawn the 3rd marker from the cup, so it could be on turn 3, it could be on turn 8, but once he's drawn 3 of these raven markers, then the Vikings will come ashore, and he'll check to see which parts of his army desert, if any. And that's going to be with a die roll. He's going to roll the die and compare it to his current victory point total, and if it's less than the number of victory points he has, then they stay, otherwise they go. So the more victory points he scores in the early part of the game, the more aggressive he is, the more likely it is that those guys will stick around. If they leave, he does get some victory points in compensation, but at that point, the Viking player is definitely outnumbering him, and they score double VP for each unit they eliminate. So it's kind of a really interesting battle with quite a bit of chrome into it, with this very simple kind of mechanism driving that. So that is the Battle of Maldon from the Great Heathen Army.